What's going on, everybody? It is Tuesday evening, and we are back here with another week's AMA. I'm here to answer all of your health questions that you may have. So, throughout this program, I'm going to talk today a little bit about immune health. As you may be able to tell, I've been dealing with a little bit of a throat bug the last couple weeks, or the last couple days. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about immune health, especially as we get into the cold and flu season, right? So when the temperature starts changing, starts getting a little cooler, the sun starts going away a little bit, we stop spending as much time outside, vitamin D levels drop. Cold and flu seems to come back a lot more with a vengeance for us, right? And one of the big things to understand kind of about cold and flu season, just right off the bat, is that, the bugs don't just go on vacation in the summertime. People can still get sick during the summertime. We just don't get sick as much. And part of that is due to the amount of time we're spending outside, the amount of sun we're getting, the amount of physical activity we're getting. And our immune systems are much stronger as a result of that. So knowing that we're going to be spending more time inside, we're not going to be getting that vitamin D, not going to be getting as much sunshine, we need to make sure we're doing things to bolster the immune system. So we'll talk a little bit here about immune health today, and then I'll talk about some of the stuff that I've been doing over the last couple of days to really jump on top of this to make sure that any sort of virus or bug or whatever it is doesn't take hold of my system. And thankfully, it hasn't been too bad. I had a pretty rough day yesterday with my sinuses, which honestly I think was more allergies. But I'll kind of talk about, again, what I've been doing to help support that. So, couple things. I take supplements on a pretty regular basis. I don't take a whole lot of immune-specific support. But as soon as I start to notice anything, I really start jumping on immune system support. So whenever I get a kind of a scratch or a tickle in my throat, there's really three main things I kind of jump to right away. And I'll show you how I do it, what I do with them. So one of them, echinacea. You can't probably see this because it looks like the camera's blurred, but echinacea is awesome at helping to support kind of a lot of different aspects of your immune health. A lot of times what you'll want to do with echinacea is take it in the couple weeks or months before you know that you're going to be in a situation where you could potentially get sick. So this is a great one to even start jumping on for a lot of people before you get sick, right, or cold and flu season comes around, to really just bolster that immune support. Elderberry is another really awesome one. This one is, a lot of times this is the first thing I start jumping on to help support my acute immune responses. And then colloidal silver I'll take as well. So when I start getting that kind of tickle, scratchy throat, I can kind of tell when I'm going to start getting sick just because I start feeling it in my throat first. I'll mix these three supplements together and I'll gargle it for about 10 seconds or so before I swallow it. And that really gets it infiltrated in the back of my throat. And that does awesome. I started feeling like I was getting sick a couple months ago, usually like every summer for whatever reason. I get a cold that knocks me down for a week or so. I started feeling it coming on in the last couple months. And I jumped on that, started taking those three things, and I started taking oregano oil as well, which is really powerful antimicrobial. And really within like a day, it was gone, right? So I took it the night I started feeling the tickle in the throat, woke up the next morning, took it again, took it that day, started feeling really good. The problem was I started feeling really good and I backed off of it a little bit. And that allowed that symptom to start coming back a little bit. So I jumped back on it and I kind of did the yo-yo thing for 3 or 4 days and then completely knocked it out. So when I would have normally gotten pretty sick or at least had a stuffy nose and not really felt super great for, a whole week, by taking those supplements really quickly, I was able to really jump on top of that and didn't really get sick at all other than just feeling a little bit of a scratch in the throat. Last Thursday, same sort of thing. I started feeling my voice going a little bit, jumped on the supplements, and I honestly felt great the whole time. If I didn't have the voice changes that you can kind of hear in my voice right now, I honestly would not have known I was sick. I felt really good. And then yesterday, driving to work in the morning, my eyes just started burning like I was having allergies. And so because based on the symptoms I was experiencing yesterday, it really felt like bad allergies. So I started just hammering the nettle. Nettle leaf is kind of a natural antihistamine. It's similar to jumping on Claritin or one of the over-counter allergy medications. If you're trying to stay away from medications but you feel like your allergies are very bad, nettle is awesome. and I was like drinking out of the bottle of nettle yesterday, and it would help for a couple hours, and my nose would get really bad. Jumped on nettle again. Today I feel pretty good again. I honestly feel way better today than I have the last 4 days. My throat's still bugging me a little bit, so I'm still doing the colloidal silver, the elderberry, the echinacea, and the oregano oil, just because I want to make sure I stay on top of this. But again, other than my throat, I feel awesome. So the real key is moving forward with immune health and stuff. I'm going to make sure I'm taking some degree of immune support. One of the best things that you can do on a regular basis for immune system support is taking things like zinc. Everything that happens in our body, it's all pathways, right? I always say it's kind of like driving the car 100 miles an hour. If we're constantly pushing the same pathways, or we're constantly wearing down that immune system in our body, those pathways are basically running out of the nutrients that they need to run properly. Similar to if you drive a car 100 miles an hour down the highway, it's going to start running out of gas, and you got to make sure you fill the tank up. So zinc is one of those really, really important kind of nutrients and cofactors to run a lot of those pathways. Vitamin C is another really important one. When it comes to immune system function with vitamin C, we want to really make sure that we're targeting the entire vitamin C complex and not just ascorbic acid. The FDA decided that ascorbic acid concentration was how they were going to grade vitamin C content in foods and in supplements. So because of that, you see these very high vitamin C containing foods, vitamin C, high ascorbic acid, vitamin C supplements, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 milligrams of vitamin C. And it's really just all ascorbic acid. If you look at the entire vitamin C complex, the way it's found in nature with all the other nutrients and cofactors that help to make that vitamin C complex effective, the ascorbic acid component is really only about 5%. So if we're just taking super high levels of ascorbic acid, we're missing out on all the other benefits that come along with that vitamin C complex. So the highest food sources of vitamin C are going to be things like camu berries, acerola cherries, rose hips. So if we can get most of our vitamin C from those sources, it's going to help to bolster that immune support. It's going to help to support cardiovascular system and vascular integrity and skin health and all sorts of different benefits. So when you're not sick, getting your vitamin C from things like camu or acerola cherries is going to be super powerful. If you do get sick, this is where ascorbic acid could be very helpful, and high dose ascorbic acid or your traditional vitamin C supplement, because it does help to acidify the system slightly, which has a really powerful kind of antimicrobial effect on the body. So those are all really important things. One of my other favorite ones for kind of the upper respiratory cough type of stuff is OSHA. OSHA can be very good for helping to support upper respiratory infections. I just went through 6 or 7 different supplements that I personally have been on the last couple days, just based on the way I've been feeling. But there's hundreds of other immune support supplements that all work slightly differently in the body. So the biggest thing is making sure that you have some sort of a strategy moving into the fall and winter months when you are more susceptible, making sure that you're staying dialed in on your exercise routine, making sure sleep is really well aligned, making sure you're staying away from the sweets and your diet's really good. We don't want to be doing anything that's going to be decreasing our immune system function beyond where it already is decreasing because of the lack of sunshine and the lack of being outside, basically. So really making sure we're staying on top of all of those different things is going to be super important, and making sure that if you are going to be depleted in certain areas, maybe taking a vitamin D supplement or taking some extra zinc or taking some extra vitamin C to help make sure that your immune system has all of those really important cofactors that it needs to support that normal function. If you do get sick, reach out to someone in our office. We'd be more than happy to kind of talk to you a little bit about what's going on and recommend some other support that's more specific based on the symptoms that you may be experiencing, whether you have a viral issue or a bacterial issue. There's all sorts of different stuff that can help to support that. So we're here as a resource. If you feel like you're starting to come down with something, if you want to put together a plan to keep yourself as healthy as possible going into this cold and flu season, definitely reach out to us. Let us know. We'd be more than happy to help out with anything that you may feel like is going on. I don't have any other questions. We've got a talk that's about to happen right now in the office. You only have 10 minutes to get here, so it's probably too late to get into the office for the talk, but it's not too late to catch it online, and it's not too late to catch the replay. So if you want to jump online and watch that talk, I'm going to drop a link in the bio here, or in the comments section right now, that you can go ahead and sign up online for that. Even if you can't jump on and watch the whole hour-long talk right now, you can definitely still register online for that, and you'll get the email sent with the recording of the talk afterwards. So our interns, Brett and Maddie, they're going to be talking about all things hormones, and specifically how men and women can understand each other's hormones and help improve communication and relationships based around the understanding of what the other person may be going through, depending on what time of the month it is or whatever, right? So really, this is a key talk, I think, for anybody who's in a relationship, just because it helps you understand your partner more from a biological level so that you know how to support them best, and how to really set your relationship up for success. So they're awesome. They've got a really great God-centered relationship. I'm excited to hear what they're going to pour into everybody tonight. If you're watching the replay of this back later and you did not get to jump on in time for the talk, just reach out to us. Let us know. We've got a recording of the talk. We'd be more than happy to send that over to you. So again, not seeing any other questions or anything on here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon, rest of your evening here. Like I said before, I'm going to be jumping on here every Tuesday around 5:30 to go live for a couple minutes, answer any of the health questions that you guys might have. So if you have questions that pop up as you're watching this back or throughout the week, just jump into that Lakewood Ranch Holistic Health group, drop a health comment. I'll make sure they get that answered on here live. And I always am checking comments to see what you guys are up to. So our goal is to be a resource to help support your health journey wherever you're at and whatever your health goals are. So don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to help walk you through that health journey no matter where you're at. So take care, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you right back here next Tuesday at 5:30.